When you're running a small business, I know that it is so hard to figure out what is the most important thing for me to do today, like right now. But here's the thing. We can't do all of the things all of the time and be everything to everyone. I mean, when we try, it's the thing that stresses us out. So, today I wanted to talk about how to set a priority when it comes to marketing your small business. Because there is a huge difference between just doing tasks and getting things done and really pushing forward with your business and your marketing and how it's impacting your bottom line. Because we are all in this to make money. So in this video, I wanted to talk about my top tips to help you set that priority so that you can create a plan to actually bring it all to life and make some moves with it. Now, in case we are meeting for the first time, my name is Taylor and I am one of the founders here at Engie. And before launching this piece of marketing software for small businesses, I was a small business marketing consultant working with hundreds of small business owners who needed to do their own marketing and really needed some help getting it all figured out. But let's dive into how to set a marketing priority for your small business. Now, I want to tell you a quick story about a call that I recently had with someone in the Engie community. And Kristen, that's all I will share about her. Kristen is a delightful human being who is doing her own marketing on top of literally everything that is involved with running her business. And so we were talking through her marketing strategy and getting her marketing routine set on her calendar. But then there are always these projects that need to get done, things like building websites or writing new copy or figuring out fill in the blank, right? And her question to me was, how do I know what is the thing that I should focus my time and energy on first? And that's the inspiration for this entire video, because I know that that is a question that people ask themselves every day. Like, what should I be working on first? And so it's actually quite simple where you need to focus, what you need to think about in order to set a marketing priority for yourself. And so here it is. I want you to ask yourself, what is the biggest problem? What is the biggest proverbial leak in your boat? Or what is the part of your marketing that is the most broken, but it's also the most important piece to the marketing machine that you are building for your small business? Okay, think about that for a second. Now that's the thing that you need to fix. That is your priority. That is where all of your energy and time and resources needs to go first. Because if you have a big problem, a big leak, a big piece of friction or a broken part of your marketing machine, you need to fix that, because your goal is to get your marketing to a spot where it is this beautifully well-oiled thing that just hums along, right? So I know that sounds simple, but it's hard to take a step back and think about what that is, because we're constantly so inundated with all of the things that we need to do every single day as a small business owner. So what's the biggest thing that is bugging you, that's making you stay up at night thinking about your business, maybe even dreaming about it? That's what you need to fix. That is your priority. Now, if we take a little bit of a step back and talk about some of the more general ideas or things that could be your priority to focus on, I want to give you some examples of what I know every small business owner needs to do. Now, whether this is related to your problem, or for those of you who are watching this and like, my machine is great and I'm not stressing at all, but there are always ways that you can do a better job. So what I want you to think about in terms of what your priority might be, the first thing that you always need to do as a small business owner who's doing their own marketing is get to know your customers better than anyone else. You need to go so deep on who they are, what their problem is, what's motivating them to look for a service or product like yours, who else are they considering, how are you different than that other product or service they might be considering, all of those things. So if you need some ideas about what your priority should be, and you don't already know your ideal customer or client to that level, that's where I want you to start. Now, the next thing that is the other big priority for pretty much everyone is making sure that your small business is getting found on the internet, right? A lot of marketing, most marketing, is taking place on the internet. And so you have to make sure that your small business is discoverable there. It needs to be findable. It needs to be searchable. It needs to be all the versions of that word. And so when it comes to making sure that your small business can get found on the internet by your potential clients and customers, there are three things that I want you to focus on. The first is your SEO keyword research. This is step one always. Don't put the cart before the horse. Get in there, do some research on tools, free tools like Ubersuggest or Google Trends, or just open Google and start searching for things that you think are related, and you'll start to get ideas there. The next thing that I want you to focus on when it comes to making sure your business is being found on the internet is your website, because all of your marketing points back to your website. And so it needs to be in tip-top shape to make sure that it is doing its job. And the last thing that you want to really get focused on in terms of making sure that your business is being found is getting your blog back up and running. This is such a huge piece of what you need to do in order to do the everyday ongoing things to make sure that your website is discoverable. So that's the other part. So you're going to get to know your customers as a priority better than anyone else. And you are going to do what you need in order to make sure that your website is getting found on the internet by the folks that you can really help. So, what are your action items after you finish watching this video? I want you to really take a few more minutes and think about what is that big marketing problem that you have? What is the biggest thing that if you could just wish it away, it would go away? Now, I'm sorry that you can't just wish it away. You got to do the work, folks, but let's get it to go away. That's where your priority is. That is what you are honed in on. And the next thing that I want you to do is think about, okay, well, what needs to actually happen in order to make that problem go away? Now, if you're using Engie to organize all of your marketing tasks, you can start to build out your to-dos in your calendar and space them out so they fit into your regular marketing routine, so that you can keep making moves on it, and it's not something that just dies as an idea on a random piece of paper, that it's something that you're getting reminded needs to get done. So those are your two action items to help you set your priority. Remember, this is simple. The biggest problem, fix that first. And if you have any questions about how you should go about fixing your big marketing problem with your priority that you've set, drop them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them.